Beck again. So this week we looked at moral panics in games, which is something which feels like it's haunting me throughout my university experience because it comes up all the time. I don't think that games causes violence in gamers. There's a couple of reasons behind that. So years and years ago, when I first started university, because let's be honest, I've been here forever. Years and years ago, when I started university, we investigated the Bobo doll experiments. The Bobo doll experiments were conducted by Albert Bandura in 1961 and 1963. So there are a range of different experiments. Basically, what he would do is he would get children alone in a room and he would show them a video of an adult playing with a Bobo doll. So for those who don't know, the Bobo doll is a giant blow-up doll with sand at the bottom, so that when you punch it, it goes backwards and then flings back up because of the weight at the bottom. So basically, it's kind of like a punching toy. So he would show videos to these children of just these adults just wailing on this Bobo doll, like really taking it to town. And then he would put the children in a room with a bunch of toys, including a Bobo doll, and he would see what they would do. And most of the time, the children would understandably beat up the Bobo doll, because let's be honest, who doesn't love beating stuff up? So what he concluded from these experiments was that when we watch things, we must be influenced by them and want to reenact them in real life. But there are a couple of reasons why these experiments didn't really work properly. So basically, some people believe that the children began beating up the Bobo doll because they believed that the videos were instructions and they were trying to please adults and be more like adults themselves, because this is a very instinctual kind of reaction for children to have. Another reason could be that there was a selection bias. So all the children were from the one nursery, and the context of that nursery wasn't taken into consideration. And also the mental health of each of the subjects and mental background wasn't taken into account. So these could have been people who were predisposed to aggressive personalities. So the Bobo doll experiment has to be taken with, a grain of salt. But there's still a lot of moral panic perpetuated by our media today surrounding games. And not just games, but also a lot of subcultures which are not as popular. So if you look at the Columbine massacre, the two people who were involved in that spent the morning listening to Marilyn Manson and going bowling. And you can guess which one of those two activities that the media picked up on and perpetuated. Hint, it wasn't bowling. And there was also, several years ago, in England, some teenagers actually lured and killed a 4-year-old boy, and it was suggested that this was because of all the time they spent playing video games. Like, how could these pre-teens or teenagers commit such a heinous crime that even many adults wouldn't commit? But actually, it was shown that these children came from homes of violence themselves, and so they could have been reenacting that. So there's a lot of reasons why the whole idea of video game violence perpetuating real life violence doesn't really work very well.